Hey bunnies, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I was hoping to upload edits of my stream before this, so this would actually be not something different, but here we are. You'll see the Spider-Man pack opening stream at some point when I finish editing it. But yeah, Lorwyn's out, and I got my box finally. I'm actually doing a draft night with a few friends at some point, hopefully after the video releases, but you know how my timelines are going. I also got a bundle so I can make my own deck separately. I thought I bought a play box to start with, but I'm glad I bought a bundle because I want land as well. I was talking about it on stream, so if you see me on stream talking about opening multiple packs, there's a good chance I'm not going to open any more packs other than what's in this box on recording, because I thought I was getting a box of 30 packs and I'm getting a box of, is it 9? 9. So a lot less. But that's fine. So if you didn't know, I play Magic the Gathering fairly infrequently. And I was excited about Lorwyn. I never played the original Lorwyn. I think it was in 2007 they released the first Lorwyn and Duskmourn. I've probably played with some of the cards from that, but I haven't actually done that. But I love like fae and fairy stuff in fantasy. I think it's always really fun what they can do with this kind of like chaotic energy that happens with that kind of stuff. So I got really excited about Lorwyn. I was like, oh, these things are gonna be sick. Already we got this little guy peeking out at me from the Planeswalker logo. So this is the Lorwyn box. I love the art, the like purples and pinks, just good vibes, and then obviously Lorwyn Eclipsed on top. And they always come with a weird little art thing, and I love that. The shine's great for it, but like it's just like a little like goblin bubbling away on a cauldron. It's great. Alright, so first things first, the lad comes with this little divider thing with all the tokens and stuff. We've got this guy, this little guy, who's I guess kind of like the mascot. No, he's not the mascot, sorry. He's a mimic. I remember seeing the card. So this is a mimic, and he can't really mimic the things he's next to. So there's this guy, same guy, and then obviously this thing is the same guy. Oh, I should show you this too. Oh, I love that. That's so sparkly. It looks even better on the camera than in real life, actually. I think because the light from the lamp is sparkling off it real good. Yeah, it looks great in the light of the lamp. That's the best dice. The Spider-Man one, so shit. So shit. We've got 9 boosters here and a land booster. I'm not going to... I'll open the land boosters last because they're not going to be exciting anyway, and opening 2 packs of... So there's a foil that comes with every card. I might open that one up because I can see it. These ones are clear because they've put specific cards in them. The lands I'm not going to be that excited about, but I don't know what this card is that is foil. So I'll check it out. Okay, and now we go to our attempt at a card opening area. It's probably going to be bad, let's be honest. I tried to make it as good as I could, but not sure. So we've got Kin Binding. It is a foil. It's got creatures I control get +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures that enter the battlefield under your control this turn, so very good for decks that give you a lot of token creatures. And you also create it, so there's always at least creatures, all your creatures are getting a 1/1. I like that. The foil is cool. It's a rare. I'm assuming it's worth nothing because you can get it from any bundle. Just like to show you though, these planes are pretty sick looking. I will look through those planes because Magic has really been talking about the fact that these boosters, and sorry, this Lorwyn Eclipsed set has fully focused on traditional art. Look, I'm not going to say anything about the Avatar set. I think it was related to the Avatar set why they're pushing this traditional artist thing this time, but I don't mind because I'm happy they're doing it. When I was opening the Spider-Man sets, I figured out a way to do it where I would see a rare at the end every time. I don't think I can do that today, but we've got our tokens. Obviously that's fine. I don't think tokens are necessary to show you. We'll cut that out probably. But what I had going was... Actually, I'll flip this backwards because I'm recording this the right way around now, which was great. So we've got A land. Does this mean I'm in the right direction or the wrong direction? I'm willing to say it's the wrong direction. Okay, this is a common. Surely that land. So I reckon open the back and then open this, and that's the way we should be doing it. So we've got Kithkin Shield Bearer. I love the art on him. I should say before I flick through all these, I have no idea what's in these, in the sense that I've seen a few things from ads and TikToks that I haven't had a chance to stop. I've seen the elf lady. I don't know most of these cards. I've tried to not spoil myself. Crossroads Watcher, 3 with trample, a 3 mana 3/3 with trample. Whenever another creature you control enters, it gets extra attack. That's all right. It's extra power. We've got Enraged Flamecaster, an Elemental Sorcerer. Okay, so elementals are big in this set. I know that. I don't know much about elementals. I don't know how many elementals I actually have. Like, full stop. Might have to go this side so that it's the right way. I don't know if you could see the last card. Alright, so whenever I cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's a pretty sick card. For, I guess, late game to, like, push some stuff. We've got Auntie's Sentience. Choose a target opponent revealing their hand. You choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card. Target creature gets -2/-2 until the end of turn. Okay, that's alright. I'm sure it's good early game card, you know? We got a Merfolk. Merfolk are pretty sick. There's some pretty cool Merfolk in the thing. I know, isn't that the hot guy? Is it Oko or something? A Merfolk? Whenever this creature becomes tapped, target creature an opponent controls gets -3 attack until the end of turn. Interesting. So you'll have to tap it with something else because it's useless during like an attack phase or something. Whenever this creature attacks you, draw a card and lose 1 life. This guy sounds interesting. He's definitely a black creature card. I love the art for it. It's reminding me of kind of like weirdly enough, like the Star Wars Ewok show. I don't know. And that's the same kind of art as, like, I guess, reminds me of that for some reason. I don't know why. Chaos Viewer looks insane with a Goblin Warlock and like an actual goblin, because like the goblin's supposed to have like pig and dog heads, right? Not little orc faces. So it's a red-black. When it enters, you may pay 2 if you don't blight 2. Vinebred Brawler looks pretty sick. I love that like thorny mace that it's got going on. This creature must be blocked if able. Whenever this creature attacks another target elf you control, get +2/+1 until the end of turn. You've got to buff him up somehow or he's useless. I guess First Strike and Double Strike is where you want to do that guy to make him worth your time. I love those wings on... Is the Kithkeeper the... Nope, that's the Kithkeeper. That is a sick design. Like a butterfly elk or something? That's nightmare fuel. Okay, when this creature enters, create X 1/1 green and white Kithkins, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control. This creature gets +3 against flying. Okay, this is an interesting card. I think I could use it. All right, so we got Kindle the Inner Flame. It's a kindred sword. I don't know what a kindred is. Is that like a no? I shouldn't have showed you that, that's a rare. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste, and at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this token. It's got Flashback 2, which is... I forget what Flashback is. You may cast it from your graveyard for its flashback cost, and then exile it. Okay, Flashback's different to Mayhem in that you don't need to discard it. To behold an... Hang on, I didn't read that part. That's what I needed to read. To behold an elemental, choose an elemental you control, or reveal an elemental card. Choose an elemental you control or reveal an elemental card from your hand. Oh, so the flashback, so you want a flashback, but to flashback you need to pay 2 mana and also choose 3 elementals to look at. But if you don't have elementals on the field, you have to show the elementals in your hand to pay it. That's an interesting ability. I kind of like it. Okay, we've got a Mirror Mind Crown. I do love the art on this. He's got like a purple padlock on his braid. I don't know what that is. So, it's an artifact, it's an equipment. As long as it's attached to a creature the first time you would create one or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of the equipped creature. You can attach him to your most insane creature and just copy the fuck out of it to get the duplicate abilities and stuff. That is an actually really OP card. I'm interested in using that for a deck. Again, I don't really know what cards are in this, so maybe it's not that useful. Maybe there's not as many tokens as I hope. So we've got a rare legendary creature. I think most legendary creatures are rare, right? Kirol, Attentive, first year. He's pretty cheap. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Copy target triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Now, I'll need to look that up, just because of the wording being so confusing. And then we've got our foil, a Stratosaura with, sorry, I didn't realize how far that was out of the screen. When this creature enters, target creature gains flying until the end of turn, and I can land cycle it. So, like, you know, it's foil, but it's not going to be on the field. Now, I know this was only the pre-release, but there has been some talk about the pre-release Lorwyn cards having some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards in them. And I'm buying some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards, so I'm hoping. I love Lorwyn, but I'm also hoping I get one of them. I don't know the lore of Lorwyn that much, except that, like, fairies turn evil at night, essentially. So if I flip this, it's going to be a land. Oh, that is a sick-looking land. Like I said, I love the art. And that's what's drawn me to this set. I don't know how many sets I'm going to buy this year. I'm probably going to buy TMNT for the fun of it, for the fun of the concept of TMNT, and then this might be it, because it's just, this is the good one. I might buy another one of these, who knows? Not a bundle though, probably just a play booster set, or just a collector booster. I might just grab packs. A Runaway Together ability, it's an instant. You choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands. So that's gonna be good for a commander game. Not as great for a 1v1. Got Liminal Hold. I do like that. It's an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent an opponent controls until the enchantment leaves the battlefield. And I gain 2 life. Okay, it's an exile enchantment, that's alright. They're, you know, I don't see any difference between that and other things, except I gain life at the same time. Okay, we've got just a standard archer. With flash and reach though, which is a pretty sick set of abilities. Sorry, I've got a cord just kind of in the way. Got a Brambleback Brute. I feel like a Brambleback used to be another creature from an older set. Am I wrong about that? This creature enters with 2 -1 counters on it. Okay. 2 mana to remove a counter from the creature, and then target creature can't block this turn. So 2 mana and I get stronger and someone can't block. That's pretty good for a 3 mana creature. I'm not against that, and I love a red deck. Scarblade's Malice. Cool. I'm guessing that's Scarblade. Target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. When that creature dies this turn, create a 2/2 black and green elf creature token. Interesting. It's worded in a weird way. I was trying to figure out if I'd missed something, but no, it doesn't have to die. It's just if it does die, you can create a token. So if you use it on a cheap card to get a kill, you can then replace it with something better. Okay, we've got Blossom Bind, an enchantment, cheap enchantment. When this, it's a creature enchant. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature. It can't become untapped and can't have counters put on it. I don't know why that's an important card. This is a scary guy. Okay, the Sneaklings, that's what they're called, I guess. We've got a Mischievous Sneakling. This card is every creature type, and it's got Flash. I'm sure they buff with a lot of cards, because there are a lot of creature type cards, and having the ability to have every creature type card is pretty useful. Bark of Doran. An equipment that gets +0, +1. Sorry, equipped creature gets +0, +1. As long as equipped creature's toughness is greater than its power, it assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. That's pretty cool. That is a really cheap card that goes really well with the Wall of Ba Sing Se and a bunch of other strong defenders. Actually, I need to show that to Strix. I think Strix is gonna enjoy that card for he's got a few defenders in his decks. He loves a good defender. I don't tend to use them, but I should. Dundulan Weaver. He's a Kithkin Druid. When this creature enters, if you control 3 or more creatures, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, that's useful. It's cheap, but it just kind of returns a good card to your hand. It'd be good to like keep in the back pocket to just kind of buff that up. Is that a kangaroo? What is that? Is it? No, it's like a mule, maybe? It's a Noggle Robber. The creature is a Noggle Rogue. I don't know what a Noggle is. I don't know if they're from the early Lorwyn stuff. I don't know if any of these creature types cross over from the old Lorwyn. It's a 3/3/3/3 and it creates 2 treasure tokens. That's pretty useful. The Sapling Nursery. It's got an affinity for forests. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each forest you control. It's my rare also. It's an enchantment. It has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 3/4 green tree folk creature token with reach, and you can pay 2 mana to exile the enchantment. Tree folk and forests you control gain indestructible until the end of turn. This is actually a super OP card. It looks scary because it's an 8 cost card. You just hold on to it until turn 6. So you got Collective Inferno, a 5 mana enchantment. We're getting a lot of enchantments. I wonder how many enchantments there are compared to other stuff. It's got Convoke. Each creature you tap while casting pays for 1 of the mana. There's a lot of Convoke stuff here, which I kind of like that. Like, I like the concept of like tapping creatures for mana for specific things. I think it should be restricted to sorceries and instants as like a ritual to cast a spell kind of thing, even though creatures are technically spells. As this enchantment enters, choose a creature type. Double all damage that sources you control of the chosen type would deal. That is a sick card for any creature type deck. Sick, and we've got a foil Boggart Curse Crafter. You look sick. You do look like an evil creature from any of the Ewok stuff. It's got Death Touch. It's a 2 mana for a 2/3. Whenever another goblin you control dies, it deals a damage to each opponent. I like the look of this card. I like that I got it in foil. This is a good day. So we've got a Wanderwine Distractor again. Got Liminal Hold again. We are getting a lot of duplicates. Okay, Burning Curiosity. As an additional cost to cast it, you may blight 1. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. If this spell's blight 1 was paid, exile the top 3 cards instead. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright, we got another Scarblade's Malice. Got another Blossom Bind, Wary Farmer. At the beginning of your end step, if another creature entered the battlefield under your control this turn, surveil 1. It's not bad to just have the ability to surveil, I guess. That's pretty much it. Flaring Cinder. A 3 mana blue-red. When it enters, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. That's pretty cool. Alright. Alright, we've got another Goblin. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may blight 2. If you don't, you lose 3 life. So that happens every single turn? I feel like you want Gut Splitter to die first turn then. Right? You need to blight 2. So the mana cost of Gut Splitter is is immediately removed because the next turn you've reduced your power by 2/2, which is what you save by not paying that mana cost. I guess you'd play him to block a strong creature the next turn? I don't know. Alright, we got an artifact, tap an untapped creature you control, and add another mana. Okay, that's cool. That's like a artifact Llanowar elves, I guess. Rhyme Chill. I don't even know what's happening in this card. Everything's frozen? Yeah. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each color among permanents you control. Tap up to 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on each of them. I actually don't know what that means. Maybe you in the comments can tell me what that means, but when it says this spell costs 1 less to cast for each color among permanents you control, I assume that means if you have 5 colors, which is the max amount of colors in Magic, you can reduce this to 2 mana. I assume it doesn't mean like each dude. You know what I mean? Like if it's a red black, it has a red mana and a black mana. Is that 2 colors? And then you see another card with a red and it's 3 colors? Or is that if the first thing is correct, then this is probably only good for a 5 color deck? I mean, it's a good card for like 2 mana. So a 4 color deck would work also. I wouldn't put it in like a 3, 2, and a 1 color deck though. You know what I mean? Glen Alandra's Answer. Can't be countered, and counter all spells your opponents control and all abilities your opponents control. Create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying for each spell and ability countered this way. Okay. So if you know your friend's going on the stack a lot, actually, how does this work? Because you counter creatures on the stack, right? That's what a counter is. It's basically I'm assuming this is saying you play it on the end of a stack when you're like, oh, that's 10 creatures. I get 10 essentially, just to end the stack, right? Sick. And we've got Dawnhand Eulogist, another hot elf. When this creature enters mill 3 cards, then if there is an elf card in your graveyard, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. All right, I can deal with that. That's good. So this next one must be an island. I don't know why I said island. It's a plains, and I love the art on this too. That sunset on the plains, that is beautiful. Okay, sick. So we've got Vile Boggart, a goblin assassin. When this creature dies, it's a 1 mana for a 1/1. When it dies, put a -1 counter on up to 1 target creature. So it's called a goblin assassin. It's a very good first round trade, right? Like that's trading a mana with the other guy as well. If he plays a 2/2 kind of thing. Love it. It's essentially a 2/2. Like, looking at that. Silvergill Peddler has whenever this creature becomes tapped, draw a card and then discard a card. That's pretty useful to like swap out cards. I've never been one to play from the graveyard much, and I feel like my green goblin deck is going to suck hard because I'm not used to that. So we've got a Gold Meadow Nomad, another Kithkin. The Kithkins look way too Hobbit vibed for me. I feel like I'd rather just get a Hobbit. But I love the goblins and the elves so far. And the changelings are fun too. Like visually the changelings are fun. Alright, so 1 mana, it's a 1/2 for 1 mana, and you can pay another mana to exile it from your graveyard and create a green and white Kithkin creature token. Sick. Okay, that's alright, that's, you know. I mean, hang on, no, it's good. I don't like playing white decks that much, but it's good. It's good mana value, that card. Great Forest Druid, a pretty cool art, and it just taps to add 1 mana of any kind of color. The tree folk are also cool. They're very goblin themed, I feel. Flame Chain Mauler, 2 mana, it's an elemental warrior. That's alright, that's useful. Heirloom Auntie, goblin warlock. The creature enters with 2 -1 counters on it. Whenever another creature you control dies, surveil 1 and then remove a counter from this creature. Okay. It's a good counter to Blight, right? Like removing those Blight counters. Like you'd be wanting to buff this, right? To like counter that Blight. Foraging Wickermore. I love the design on it. It's an artifact creature. I love artifact creatures. I should make an artifact deck one day because I do love them and I have a lot of artifacts. When this creature enters surveil 1, yep, cool, sick. It's a strong defense for 2 mana. You can Pay a mana to add a mana of any color. This creature becomes that color until the end of turn. Oh. I wonder if there's a lot of... I don't know a lot of sets. Like, I know the sets that I've played. I don't really look up new cards. I don't buy in like singles and stuff. I don't know how many cards there are that can benefit turning Wickamore into another color. I know there are stuff that prevent a specific color, but I don't know if they're like, in that case, you may as well use it as an artifact and a colorless, right? Poolwrath Zealot looks like friggin' Sauron over here. When this creature enters, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. And it has land cycling. I don't get land cycling. Land cycling seems to be a thing where it's like, oh, you can't play this cool card. Get rid of it then, and have some land, dummy. I guess that's literally the point of it, right? Like, if you've got a really good mana card, like a really strong card that you can't play because you haven't been able to find any land, just grab more land instead and hope that you can pull it out of the graveyard later on with a card, because I feel like there are graveyard pulling cards in every color now. We've got Boldweir Aggressor with double strike, and other giants you control have double strike. That's cool. I haven't seen a giant yet other than Boldweir Aggressor. I don't know how many giants there are in this set. 5 cost for 5 defense, that's alright. But you've got double strike, so yeah. It's pretty even, plus you giving other giants double strike, so you're doubling everyone's stuff, which is good. We got Creekwood Saferight. This creature enters with 3 -1 counters on it. At the beginning of your end step, if there is an elf card in your graveyard and this creature has a -1 counter on it, remove a -1 counter from this creature. See, that's another 2 mana for a 5/5 that becomes a 2/2. See, I think these are the guys you want to be buffing. If you're playing against someone else playing Lorwyn, using a lot of Blight, having someone remove counters, and there's a lot of cards we found with Blight, like you have to Blight yourself. So these are the cards you throw Blight on as like free Blight removal. I think that's what you use them for. That's my guess with the game mechanics they were designed for. We got Blossoming Defense. Is that a freaking Flower Whip? I love that. For 1 mana, a target creature you control gets +2/+2 and hexproof. And that's it, there's no downside. 1 mana you get. Okay, sick. Tristan's Command. A kindred sorcery. You can create a token that's a copy of target elf you control. Return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from a graveyard to your hand. Also useful. Destroy a target creature or enchantment that's, good removal. For 5 mana though? So that creature's target player controls gets +3 until the end of turn. Untap them. Is good for anything. This card could be very useful, and I love the I guess you'd call it it's a kindred art, like the 2 sides, the yin yang stuff. It looks nice. It's interesting. You'd expect the moon being purple-ish for them to go into the black colors, because black is often, the black color is often changed to purple to fit on stuff that has black backgrounds. But there is clearly greenery on the purple side of the thing. It's just different. It's an interesting art design for that. Alright, we got a common foil. Assert Perfection. Target creature gets +1 and deals damage equal to its power to and 1 target creature an opponent controls. Tributary Volta. A merfolk. It's got flying. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, another target merfolk you control gets +2. That's pretty good. Unforgiving Aim. We can choose 1, destroy target creature with flying, choose target enchantment, destroy target enchantment, or create a 2/2 black and green elf creature token. I feel like those 2 are more mana buffing. No, I forgot what they call it, but 3 mana for a 2/2 is no bueno. Unless you have something that can buff elf creatures. Or green creatures, or black creatures, I guess. Reckless Ransacking. That's another, donkey thing. I don't know if they're supposed to be goblins or what. Target creature gets +3/+2 until the end of turn for 2 mana. and you create a treasure token. So that's a pretty good instant. We got another Scar Blade, a Scout with lifelink. When this creature enters, mill 2 cards. Alright, just like a cheap Scout with lifelink and milling. Aquitect's Defenses. An Aura with Flash. An enchanting creature you control. When this aura enters, enchanted creature gains hexproof until the end of turn. And it gets +1/+2. So you use that on your card to get hexproof, and then, oh, my creature's stronger now. Sucked in. Feisty Spikeling. During your turn, this creature has First Strike. I am interested in the changelings. I don't know what cards buff them, but I would like to build a deck if I have the stuff for it. Okay, we've got a Rooftop Percher, which is another changeling with flying. When this creature enters, exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards and gain 3 life. That's cool. You're very expensive, but you gave me 3 life. And you've got flying, so I'm not against it. Who is he? Wretched Wretch. A goblin. Little raccoon thing. Looks like he's about to get eaten. When this creature dies, if it had a -1 counter on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. And it loses all abilities. So you can play it a second time. That's okay. Like, it's good. You can probably move some counters around to force the Wretch to die. Force the Wretch to, like, survive. And also get rid of a count, like a -1 counter. So we've got Lofty Dreams. You can Convoke, which is good because it's 5-cost enchantment. You enchant a creature, draw a card, it gets +2 in flying. That's an alright set of things. Lissalana Dignitary. As an additional cost to cast this spell, behold an elf or pay 2. Why would you pay 2? I mean, I guess maybe you have to, but surely just show someone an elf. Tap to add 2 land, activate only if there is an elf in your graveyard. Okay, that's a very good Llanowar Elves. Yeah, right, that's not bad. Flame Braider, an elemental bard. You tap to add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast elemental spells or activate abilities of elemental sources. We've got Reese. I have seen Reese on maybe a TikTok. So he's got Flash. When he enters, another target creature you control gains Persist until the end of turn. When it dies, if it had no counters on it, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control with a counter on it for -1. And you can pay 1 planes and tap it to remove any number of counters from target creature you control. Okay, Reese is very good at removing counters. So I imagine he's probably a pretty good counter for Blight Curse. Ooh, who are you? That is a mythic foil. Celestial Reunion. It's a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may choose a creature type and behold 2 creatures of that type. Search your, just see what's on the battlefield and go, ooh, I can choose those 2. That's such a weird cost. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. If this spell's additional cost was paid and the revealed card is the chosen type, put it straight onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your hand. That's good. And the mana value is X or less. So you're like, okay, I have this really big goblin in my deck. I have 2 goblins on the battlefield. Play Celestial Reunion for 10 and pay this 10 mana thing straight down instead of having to look for it. I can see that being super useful. And I've got it in foil. I was about to say, I don't think I've had a mythic yet. And then there we go. We have Glamourmite, a flash flying. When this creature enters, choose 1. That's pretty useful. Sundappled Celebrant. We've got Convoke and Vigilance. It's a pretty good card with Vigilance, and you can essentially pay it for 2 mana. Assert Perfection. Already had Bamble Dream Seizer, a fairy. I keep not looking at the creature type, so I don't know what we've technically had, but I don't know how many fairies we have had yet. Flying, when this creature enters, you may blight. If you do, each opponent discards a card. Got another Flaring Cinder. Spiral into Solitude. 2 mana to blight 1. Sacrifice this aura. Exile enchanted creature. That's just a fucked up 2 mana card. It's essentially a destroy creature, but it's a sacrifice instead. Sorry, it's an exile instead. And you have to pay 2 mana to exile it. Which, as far as mana value goes, this card's basically free, because you're also stealing their 2 mana and doing even more. It's a pretty good card. Sour bread auntie. Is there a lot of aunties in goblin stuff? I haven't heard about that before, but that's the second one. When this creature enters, you may blight 2. If you do, create 2 1/1 black and red goblin creature tokens. It's a 4/3 for a cost of 4, and you can create 2 black and red creature tokens. I'm okay with that. Burden Stoneback. You're a very sad looking giant, but I like your vibe. The creature enters with 2 -1 counters on it. You can pay 2 mana to remove a counter from it. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. It needs a counter on it. Is that because it's a comma after the mana? So I'm assuming it needs a counter on it to continue this ability. Luminolisk. 4 mana, 4 defense. Sorry, 4 toughness. It's got Death Touch, which I love, and then when this creature enters, you gain life equal to the number of colors among permanents you control. Love that. The Vivid ability is fun. Requiting Hex. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may blight 1. Destroy a target creature with mana value 2 or less. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you gain 2 life as well. Alright, we've got Steam Vents, Rare Mount, Island Mountain, sorry. As this land enters, you may pay 2 life if your donor enters tapped. Alright, it's okay. And we've got an uncommon Puka's Eye. The foil is blinding on this guy. It's an artifact. When its artifact enters, draw a card, then choose a color. Then choose a color. This artifact becomes the chosen color. Okay, so there must be something to do with these artifacts and the color choosing stuff. 3 mana and tap to draw a card. Activate only if there are 5 colors among permanents you control. So that's artifacts must be for helping you with Vivid. Like that actually chooses a color, so you can use that card to get 5 colors even though your deck doesn't have 5 colors in it. We've got Shore Lurker. He seems pretty sick. They seem pretty sick. It's a flying. When the creature enters, surveil 1. Have we had this guy before? I don't remember seeing him, but his ability seems the exact same as another merfolk we've seen. Evolving Wilds. Sorry, there's a reprint of Evolving Wilds. Sacrifice this land to search your library for basic land card, put on the benefit tapped. I love this print. I wasn't expecting a reprint of it. I don't know if it came from the original set or something. Gilt Leaf's Embrace. It has flash, you enchant a creature. When it enters, enchant a creature gains trample and indestructible until the end of turn, and it gets +2 damage. Pretty good card. 3 mana, indestructible trample. Tweeze deals 3 damage to any target. You may discard a card if you do draw a card for 3 mana. I guess that's alright. We got another Tree Folk. Blighted Blackthorn. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may blight 2. If you do, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Sick. That's such a weird card. It's got 7 defense. It's like 5. Yeah, it's a pretty good card. Blight's confusing me. It's like another way to play black decks, I think. There must be some really good cards with like that move -1 counters around to be positive. But this also makes you lose 1 life when you use that ability. And all it does is get you to draw a card. We got 5 mana for Unexpected Assistance. We've got Convoke for that one. Draw 3 cards and then discard a card. So that's alright. I think that's pretty good. Plus you can spend 2 mana to do that. We've got Prideful Feastling. I love that. You've got Snake Hair. It's a lifelink creature. That's pretty good. Chitinous Graspling. I love that design. It's got Changeling and Reach. Is there a different Changeling? I can't see like the face that I expect to see from Changelings in this thing. Like this face. Hang on, I'm getting a closer look at it. No, they didn't put the face in that one. Huh. So we got Sizzling Changeling. It is a Changeling. When this creature dies, exile the top card of your library until the end of the... These Changelings are going to work really well with that mythic card that I got that lets you choose the 2 creatures. Because you just choose any creature type and choose the strongest one you got. When this creature dies, exile the top card of your library. Until end of your next turn, you may play that card. That's pretty good too. We've got an Eclipsed Boggart. A Goblin Scout. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a Goblin, Swamp, or Mountain card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, he's pretty useful. An Eclipsed Kithkin. I haven't actually been really reading the words. I didn't realize that the Eclipsed characters were called Eclipsed. Okay, when this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library and you may reveal a Kithkin, Forest, or Plains. That was insane that we got them one after the other and they do the exact same thing, but one's a green white, one's a red, black red. We've got Kirill again for our legendary creature. We've had some bad luck on this bundle, I feel. Other than that mythic, I feel like that was pretty good. So yeah, we got him again. That's alright. He was alright. Got Mero Sky Swimmer. It's a sick art with a foil. Convoke Flying Vigilance when this creature enters, create a white and blue merfolk. It's an alright creature. I don't know how I feel about a merfolk deck, but maybe I'd have it in a deck. Who knows? So I've actually only got 2 boosters left, which I feel like I haven't got enough legendary creatures when I play a lot of Commander. I'm gonna have to start getting my friends in some standard. Got a Boggart Prankster. Whenever you attack a target attacking goblin you control gets +1. That's good for a goblin deck. I know there's a lot of goblins and like you've already got good goblin decks. So like that's good for adding to goblin decks. I'm looking at this as if I'm playing a Lorwyn deck. I'm sure people can go in the comments and go like, this works really well with this card that isn't from Lorwyn. I'm just thinking of cards that I'm seeing in Lorwyn right now and going, okay, I don't see how this works with anything. Because I feel like sets should be synergized with itself and then can synergize with other things. Like I think creature types and stuff should ideally cross over, but like goblins should be doing something specific to Lorwyn that can work with other things. So we've got choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Oh sorry, we've already got this one. I was going to put it away. We've got the Shield Breaker, Midnight Tilling. Mill 4 cards, you may return a permanent card from among them to your hand. That's alright, that's useful. Feed the Flames deals 5 damage to a target creature. If that creature would die, exile it instead. That's pretty useful. 4 mana for that one, for 5 damage. Gravelgill Scoundrel. A merfolk with Vigilance. Whenever this creature attacks, you may tap another untapped creature you control. If you do, the creature can't be blocked. Pretty good to buff that guy, I guess. We've got another Chaos Spewer. Unbury. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Return 2 target creature cards that share a creature type from your graveyard to your hand. I think that's going to be sick for a Changeling deck. Unwelcome Sprite, another fairy. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, surveil 2. Target creature gains trample and haste until the end of turn with Impolite Entrance. I think that's a reprint of another card, is it? I feel like I have this card in a different set that isn't this picture. Like same ability, same vibes, but different name. Am I wrong? Huh. I don't know. Chomping Changeling. That's a very pretty art. It reminds me of like a kid's program though. It's eating a sword. Actively is what it's doing. When it enters, destroy a target artifact or enchantment. That's pretty cool. So we've got Lava Leaper. Is that a jackalope? No, it's got frog legs. All creatures have haste. For 4 mana, whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land produced. This is such a fuck around card. Giving every creature haste could fuck you over so easy. You want to play that as soon as you know you're getting a lot of creatures out that turn. Playing this card doubles the rest of your mana. You could get out a lot more creatures in one turn. So if you have a lot of creature cards, it's probably best to put it down and go for it. Again, not a legendary. I don't have many legendaries, I feel. We've got a Foil Goblin Warrior, 2 mana and tap for Blight 1, and this creature deals 2 damage to each opponent. So this is our last booster. Hopefully we can pull a mythic out of this one. We got another sick Plains. Actually, I don't know if I had I guess it's a full art, but it's not. Okay, we've got Gallant Foul Knight, a Kithkin Knight. We still haven't found Elf Mummy, so I might need to go for another pack. When this creature enters, creatures you control get +1 until the end of turn. Kithkin creatures you control also gain first strike until the end of turn. Okay, that's pretty good. Safe Right Cavalry and Elf Warrior. Can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Target elf you control gets +2/+2 until the end of turn for 5 mana. I guess it's alright. Elder Auntie. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 black and red goblin token. That's alright. So 3 mana to make 3 stuff, but split up. Blight Rot is a cool looking card that reminds me of like frickin' Fern Gully or something. Put 4 -1 counters on target creature for 3 mana. That's pretty good. Poolwrath Mystic. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature gets +2 and gains Vigilance until the end of turn. Okay, that's pretty good. Turns into a 4/4 and gives it Vigilance. Oh, we've got the Wayfinder from the picture on the front. When it enters, we can choose a basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand. That's pretty cool. Stelwick Grove Guide. 2 mana to exile this card from your graveyard, create a 2/2 black and green elf creature token. Get some extra use out of it when it dies. Alright, we've got Tanafel Rhyme Speaker. It's a sick art, an elemental wizard. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, draw a card. There's a lot of those, 4 or greater specifically. Big holdout till 4. Till like you've got a lot of mana stuff, I guess. Return a target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then if it isn't your main phase, blight 2. So do this on your main phase unless you like blighting yourself. Prisma Basher. When this creature enters up to X type creatures you control, get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Gathering Stone, a 4 mana artifact. Choose a creature type when it enters. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. When this artifact enters the end at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a card of the chosen type, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card in your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. So wait, when it enters the end at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card. And if it's not the card of the chosen type, graveyard it and then draw. Interesting. Winnowing, a sorcery. Again, like no legendaries. Invoke, it's a 6 mana, 4 colors, so I can tap 4. Each player you choose a creature that player controls, then each player sacrifices all other creatures they control that don't share a creature type with the chosen creature. That's a very big board wipe. Well, it's not a board wipe, but like a creature wipe. And we've got the Unforgiving Aim, which was good. It was alright, but it's foil now. Alright, I would say we weren't very lucky. I feel like we were more lucky with Spider-Man, but I also, like, counting up all the cards, we might not be that lucky. I don't know. So we've had 2 mythics, which isn't that bad for 9 booster packs. Alright, so at the moment it looks like Steam Vents is actually my most expensive card out of the rares and mythics that we found. I don't know why. Let me just check. Yeah, I've entered it incorrectly. Like, it's a good card. It's weird that you have to pay 2 life for it when there are other cards that do the same thing that you don't have to do that with. And like, it's a pretty card. I don't really get why it's. I'm not really sure, because it is just checking market price. I don't know how much people like it. Glenalandra's Answer is the second most, which makes sense. It's a good card. From what I looked at it, it is the other mythic card. The next one is, of course, Celestial Reunion, which is the other mythic card. And then there's Mirrormind Crown, Sapling Nursery. Yeah. And the rest are pretty, like, no one's even trying to buy them. I'm sure commons and uncommons have some buffs and stuff because people are buying cards to play cards. Like, at the moment, they're like not trying to collect anything. I assume they're just playing with them and buying singles to play with. Who knows what's what. I do think the 2 Glenandra's Answer, most of the sorceries and enchantments were good. I feel like legendary creatures weren't very good. I hope that I remember to flash up the cards that I got on the screen, and like, I know that when you have Pokemon cards openings, you flash up like the total price of the booster box. I might do that, but I might not. But stats are fun, so we'll see what I do. Thanks for watching me open the booster boxes. I hope everything worked out well. Obviously, it was hard for me to get a good angle with it. I don't know if there's a better way for me to do this. I need to look at people's card opening videos and see what they're doing. Because I know they usually people open packs with their face cam. I feel they don't use a second camera. So I don't know, like, do they just open it off camera and like go, this is card I got? Seems like more work and you can't see it as well. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed. Check me out on Twitch or here on YouTube to see me streaming games about twice a week. Go to my Discord to vote on those games I will be streaming twice a week. Check me out on like Blue Sky and X. I post updates to like things that I'm doing. Yeah, if you enjoy this, let me know, because I would love to do more, because like on top of just being it's fun to open packs, like I end up with cards that I can play with. And if you enjoy watching people play Magic, maybe I could have like physical games, like try and record physical games with friends or something like that. That could be fun. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bunny out.